Hattie, good damn evening, America. Oh, hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Let me fix something. Be right back. Okay, you guys see me now? Had to get my drink, hydrate. It's warm this time of year. What was it? Day before yesterday was 104 where I live. That's too much, as you know. I grew up and used to live up until about 6, 7 months ago down by the coast, where um, 4th of July every year, without fail, um, right before fireworks, everybody would go inside to get their hoodies, beanies, sweatshirts, whatever you want, fog to the ground. Like the wind was blowing. Oh yeah, it was not the 4th of July that a lot of you, I'm sure, are used to. So we're looking forward to some good weather this year. Now that we're up here in the greater Sacramento area, but that is too damn hot. People, 104 is too damn hot. But from what I hear around here, 110 is more like it. So I'm not happy. That's why it's important to hydrate people. Um, Man, a lot going on. We all know the horrific mass murder of the children in Uvalde, Texas, at the elementary school. I mean, come on. That was just terrible, terrible. A lot of things coming out, a lot of information coming out by the day, by the hour in some cases. So, I want to reserve judgment when we get all the facts in. And that's one good thing about technology is that things move fast. We get answers fast, sometimes too fast, because you heard in the beginning that the guy got in a shootout with the school resource officer, but that wasn't true. So we're going to go through the timeline of how things happened, what he did before he got to the school. Of course, we know what happened after he got to the school, but more information is coming out about that. The police, how long they were outside, why they didn't go in, all this shit. It's just a terrible, terrible situation. It's almost like, nothing else um, is important, in the face of shit like that. So we'll talk about that. Um, I do want to get to the 2000 Mules movie review. I saw that. How anyone, and I don't give a damn how far you are down in that leftist abyss, after seeing 2000 Mules, you better start asking some damn questions because they lay that shit out very well, step by step. They authenticate their research and investigation tactics. They show you that it really works. There's something that they did in the movie to show that they're not on some bullshit, that the work they're doing and the tracking that they're doing is legit. Very smart way to do it. Monkeypox. Oh, fuck. They should just have when they're done, when the World Health Organization and the what's that, WEF, the World Economic Forum, when they're done with us, we're going to have a zoo of pox because we're going all the way down the list of the animal kingdom: birds, pigs, camels. Now we got monkeys. What's next? We're gonna have an entire just a zoo of pox. And I also want to throw a question out there. I used to ask people questions and shit at work because it's interesting to get different people's viewpoints on things. You learn a lot about people when you ask them questions, certain questions. So I do have a question that I want to throw out there and see what you guys say in the comment section. And it's something we can all relate to. The World Health Organization, they had their vote this week, of course, on how they can govern us, our countries, other countries. You know, next time we have a pandemic, they're voting on ways to usurp and supersede our country's laws. How now? You call me whatever you want, but I'm American. I don't have nobody in no other fucking country telling me what to do. Hey, Jericho, America does it all the time. I can't fucking help that. I'm not over there telling those people what to do. Our government might do that, but I don't do that. And I don't want that shit here. Nobody tells us what the fuck to do. All right? We're not going to start now. Klaus Schwab. I'll talk about that Nosferatu looking son of a bitch in a little while. But also, you know, with the shooting in Texas, you would think that something so terrible is something that we can all unite behind. Like, damn, those are children murdered. Those two teachers who were teaching those kids. That's something where we all got to step back and be like, damn, let's put down any disagreements we may have had before and turning this into and weaponizing this. This was fucked up. We all need to sit back and absorb it and come up with a way to combat it if and when it happens again. But there were some people who took this opportunity to politicize and weaponize it and use it to their advantage. And it was very disgusting. And we'll talk about those three of them in particular. Of course, there were more. You got Assaulticus, Cory Booker. Remember, and I call him Assaulticus because, remember, he said it was his Spartacus moment. And then he got accused of sexual assault. So, Assaulticus, right? Whatever happened to that? But you got dummies like him talking shit. But there are three in particular. Francis Beto O'Rourke, that phony hawk looking motherfucker. If Tony Hawk was hooked on heroin, that's what Francis O'Rourke looks like. Obama, he can't let a tragedy go to waste, but I think he might have had some influence from Mike. And then Steve Kerr, coach of the Warriors, that sorry crocodile tears, fake crying, fake outrage, fake activist, had to chime in too and try to weaponize this, of course. And, we'll do a little math. We are going to talk about the $40 billion that we sent to Ukraine. How can we use that here? We'll talk about that too. A lot of things, plus what you guys are talking about, comments and the super chats and all that good shit. We're going to do all of it. Let's start in the comment section like we always do. Christian, yo, Hoser, the Canadian connection. What are you talking about? Chris, what up? Good damn evening, Matthew. Faye, what's up? Matthew McMittens. What's going on? Stephen M. FJB, yeah, fuck him. Mike, what's up? Americans. John, what's up? Michael from Akron, Ohio. Isn't that where LeBronica's from? Why doesn't he live there? Why did he get a $20 million house in the Hollywood Hills? Why isn't he back there in the hood with his people? Because black people, and he's scared of white people, and white people are racist, and white cops get in an argument with their wife, and then if they have a bad day, they're going to go out and shoot a black person. That's what he said. I didn't say that. He said that. He said that white cops, we don't know what they might be dealing with. They might have had an argument with their wife, and they think to themselves, I'm going to go out. Or he said a wife and his kids, you had a bad morning. Because that's what you do. When you have a bad morning, when you get an argument with your wife and your kids, and you go through the everyday, getting ready for school, and your kids don't want to get up and eat their breakfast, and they take forever, and they forgot this and forgot that, that makes you want to go out and kill somebody. We've all been there. But that's what he said. LeBron said that. And then he moved out to California, he pulled a Beverly Hillbillies, he packed up and moved out to Beverly Hills, packed up the family, and now he lives in a predominantly white area with white police officers that patrol his neighborhood regularly. I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you stay in Akron in the hood with black people and black cops? Let's not get it twitted, because a lot of these Democrat-run shiza holes have predominantly black police forces, and that's from the top to the bottom. That's can you guys hear me now? Hello. Just playing with this mic here, new mic. So these predominantly, or these Democrat-run shiza holes have predominantly black police forces, and that's from the top to the bottom. I'm not just talking about the beat cops. I'm talking about the chief, the commissioner, the watch commanders, the sergeants, lieutenants, all those people. They're black. So why would you pack your family up for being surrounded by black folk and black cops because the white ones are going to kill you, and then you moved out here where white cops are? That don't make any sense. And then he, a week ago or a few days ago or something like that, his son went to the prom with this white girl, right? His son went to prom with this white girl. So of course people were like, LeBron, what the fuck? You're talking about white people and your son's with the white girl, you know? So I was wondering how that father reacted when his daughter came home and told him, I got a black boyfriend. And how did that father feel? What did that father act like when he came over to LeBron's house for the first time? Because I hope he met his daughter's boyfriend, his daughter's boyfriend's parents at some point. That's what parents are supposed to do. I know ain't nobody date my daughter unless I meet him. But how did that father act? Did he come in there and he ring the doorbell and he's holding his daughter's hand? Come here. You come on up to this front door here. We're going to sell this right now. Not my daughter. Nothing to listen here. Probably more like this. Listen here, Mr. LeBronica. I don't care how much money you got. You still colored. You ain't dating my daughter. Did he do that? No. He probably came in with a fucking Sharpie and a Lakers jersey, didn't he? Or a Cleveland Cavaliers jersey or a Heat jersey, a Miami Heat jersey. And he's probably like, oh, man, it's so cool to meet you. Can you sign this? Can you sign this jersey in my wife's tits for me, LeBron? Dumbass. But anyway, that's my feelings on Akron, Ohio. Appreciate the love in the comment section. Mike, was it? Get to some more comments here. Oh, I got some super dupers. Well, let's get into those, shall we? Let's get in those like a look at that ass like a bike with no seat. Here we go. Let me get back to the top. To the top. Hold on. There it is. Oh, my man, Christian, what's up? He said, bring back corporal punishment and 2 industrial-sized wood chippers in every state. I'm down. I'll even, every so often, I'll even help clean them out. Because, you know, this stuff's going to get stuck in there. It's going to get all up in the gears and probably hard to use, and it needs maintenance. It needs maintenance. You know, you got those little fittings to put the oil in, the grease in and shit. I'll do it. Let's see. Mallory Faust. Twomp, thank you very much. She says, what's up, Jericho? I appreciate all the work you put in to your videos. I love watching them. They always make the day better. Have you seen Beetlejuice's recent press conference interview? She wasn't happy. And by Beetlejuice, I'm assuming you mean the mayor of Chicago, America's shooting range, the sloth from Ice Age. No, I haven't seen her latest press conference, but I'm glad she's mad, because if she's mad, that means something right is being done. If she's happy and and remember, a week or so ago, she came out and said, this summer, Chicago summer 2022 is going to be summer of joy. Okay, so you guys prepare for a summer of joy. That's what she says. But if she's mad, good. If she's mad, the people of Chicago are happy. They're safer. I wonder why she was mad. Was there a white reporter in the room with her that made eye contact with her? She don't like that stuff. She likes to have black reporters. But let a white mayor say that they only want white reporters in the room. Problem, huh? That'd be a big fucking problem. They would be called, well, you know the word they like to throw around. You know that word that used to mean something? Bob K, MIT, what's up? At Devon, hey there. Oh, sorry, that wasn't a super. I don't know why that was highlighted. Anyway, okay, Jim Crow Biden. $10 a Hamilton. What up, Jericho? According to Oh, bitch, Obama. Yeah, he just won that award, man. Be nice to him. Fentanyl Floyd is more important to him than the kids' lives in Texas. Liberals, they was waiting to push their agenda using kids, um, like to weaponize their agenda. Yeah, man. Yeah, I guess we can get into that. Why not? So on my last video, I handed out, oh, one more super, excuse me. Ranson Shan, thank you very much. Steve Kerr should echo his owner's words and say the NBA doesn't care about dead kids in Republican states. Yep, that's right. And I'm sorry, his owner, are you talking about the owner of the Warriors or China? Because he has two owners. He has two hands jammed up his ass to the elbow, manipulating his mouth. So on my last video, I think it was my last one, I did Tazzy, good eye. Jericho from Tasmania, mate. Crikey. Look at the size of that pigger on that crocodile. Sorry. So we got to laugh in between here somewhere because this subject matter is fucking terrible. But on my last video I did, and I know we're only getting into June, it's only halfway through the year, but I felt compelled to do the 2022 Bitch of the Year Awards. And I had three strong candidates, guys. It was tough, but it turned out it was a three-way tie because they all said equally stupid and cruel, mean, thoughtless shit. So I had to give it to them all. But let's start with Francis Beto O'Rourke, Tony Hawk's doppelganger in a bizarro land where he's hooked on heroin. So after the shooting, I believe it was the day after the shooting, there was the governor of Texas and the lieutenant governor and the mayor of Uvalde and all of these law enforcement officials, and they were there meeting with the parents and the family members in the community, answering questions, telling them what's going to be done, and just being there for those people in this unspeakable tragedy. And like I said earlier, there's a good side to technology and the quickness in which we get information, because I found out yesterday. Well, first, let me tell you what this piece of shit did. So he steps up there, he's in the front row, and he starts talking to them about, you guys aren't doing anything, and we need common sense gun legislation. It's your fault. Tell the Republicans, it's your fault that this happened. First of all, this is not a time for you to talk about no fucking politics. 19 children and 2 teachers were just murdered not even 24 hours ago. What are you talking about? How about you sit in the front row, take notes, and shut the fuck up? And if somebody says, oh shit, Beto O'Rourke with the worst bottom row of teeth I've ever seen, here's a microphone. What do you think? If they offer you a chance to speak, speak. Other than that, if you're not giving your condolences or talking about what can be done for these family members in that community, shut your ass up. Shut that hole under your nose. But he couldn't do that. He took it as an opportunity to bolster his plans to run for president in 2024. And what I like to see out there are people, I've seen 2 videos like this, I hope there's more, of people catching him in public and like shaking his hand so he gets all cool and saying, why did you say that shit about those kids, Beta? Why are you taking that opportunity to politicize this and weaponize it? Why are you standing on the corpses of these people, these children and their teachers? And of course, he ignores them and acts like he doesn't fucking hear them. But the guy's yelling at him. Both guys were yelling at him. Why are you doing this? Why did you do that? Why did you steal that moment? And here's another little layer of bullshit to put on top of this. It turns out he had people who were holding his seats. This shit was planned. This wasn't for real. This wasn't spur of the moment. He knew this opportunity was there and he was going to take it no matter what, because he knows his supporters are mentally unstable and they will not look into this at all. They will just listen to the bullshit coming out of his mouth. So he had people holding his seats. He had people sitting there until he was ready to come in. You could see him get up and he comes in and sits in their spot in the front seat, in the front row. What kind of bullshit is that? What else do people need to see? Or are they so far gone that all the information and logic is just not gonna penetrate? It's not gonna get through. Can't do it. It's like there's an ignorance force field around their brain. You cannot explain that away. Why did he have somebody sitting in those seats and then he went up there and then started talking? And why would he even say that? Why would you even do that? Some moments are bigger than you, but these people, they have no class. They have no home training, as they say. And why not? Why? There has been nothing in the last 5 years that would make these people on the left think I shouldn't do that. I might get in trouble for that. This could harm my career. Instead, it's quite the opposite. The more dumb shit you do, the more ignorant and heartless and thoughtless it is, it's even better. They're trying to out ridiculous each other. They're trying to out stupid each other. And as we know, California will not be out stupided. So I don't know what you guys are thinking, but you'll never catch California no matter what you do. And so, bitch of the year number 2 is Obama. You know, the exalted one. I shouldn't even say his name out loud. So he sends out a tweet, and all this jackass had to do, was separate the 2 tweets. You do one tweet about the shooting at the school, and you do one tweet about the patron saint of fentanyl, George Floyd, because it was his 2-year anniversary. But no. He couldn't do that because Mike was probably standing behind him saying, no. Put that shit in the same tweet. You sure about that, Mike? Maybe I should split it up, put it in 2 tweets. People might get mad. Nah, you heard what I said. Send that shit together. That was Mike standing behind him, pressing that helmet, that uncircumcised helmet against his back. But he wrote in his tweet, you know, my condolences to the families of, you know, what happened in Texas. But he says, while we're thinking about that, let's not forget that today was 2 years ago that George Floyd was killed. He was murdered by the police, and it sparked all this activism. Like, you can't even say that he doesn't know the room. He doesn't know his audience. It doesn't matter. Why would you think that's a good idea to equate the two in any way? For in either one of those situations to share the same space. They're not the same thing at all. Not even close. You're talking about, number one, children. These are children who were murdered. People who couldn't defend themselves. People who weren't able to make decisions for themselves. They were in school learning. Couldn't have been more innocent. Couldn't have been more innocent. Children in a classroom, and somebody decided to come in there and snuff their lives out. You're comparing that with a full-grown adult who had a violent criminal past, who ingested drugs, who was passing counterfeit bills and fought with the police, who all he had to do was comply. His behavior put him on a collision course with that dumbass police officer because he was in the wrong too. He shouldn't have been kneeling on him like that. Once a man's cuffed on the ground, that's it. They both played a part. But George Floyd was a career dope fiend and criminal. And you're comparing him to 19 innocent children and their 2 teachers, who's one of them, their husband, died of a heart attack the other day. I said that in my video when the day it happened. This is going to have a ripple effect. This could kill some people. Maybe some of these parents are going to take their lives, or like this guy, have a heart attack and die because he lost his wife. How many relationships and marriages will be ended over the death of these children? How many siblings' lives are going to be changed by walking past their bedroom every day? That was their best friend. Or what about the kid's best friend? That's where you form relationships for life, is in elementary school. What about the first responders and the police officers who were there looking at these bodies? One of the little boys who was brave enough and strong enough to give an interview, and his parents didn't want to. He insisted. He wanted to tell what happened. Little 10-year-old boy. And he talked about how a little girl in his class was shot 5 times with an AR-15. What do you think that looks like? What do you think the aftermath of that is? What do you think the smells were like? That much blood, it probably smelled like iron and gun smoke in there. What about the first responders who got kids their age? You see their kids' faces on those bodies. How many of them were leaning on the side of the building, throwing up because of the carnage in that room? But Barack Obama decided to equate that to George fucking Floyd. Mr. Gold Casket, 5 funerals himself. Mr. Statues all over the fucking country. A criminal, that's who we elevate? That's who we're making statues for? Potential fucking, don't be surprised if there's a George Floyd Day someday. I'm sure there's a George Floyd Avenue somewhere. That's who we elevate. That's who we celebrate in our society. And you're comparing him to children? You had to know that was stupid. But they don't give a fuck. They're desperate. They are trapped. They are a trapped wild animal. They are a trapped Wolverine who will chew its own fucking foot off to get free. And we are what's keeping them staying in power. We are in their way. We are the trap that is clamped around their ankle, and they will get rid of us if they have to. Who in their right mind would think it's okay to tweet those two things at the same time? Barack Obama did, because it's all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Joe fucked it up. We got to fix it. November is a coming. That's why I named this live stream, Is It November Yet? When is it our turn to get revenge? Just wondering. And bitch number 3, Steve Kerr. Now, Steve Kerr, the same Steve Kerr who 2 years ago was marching in Oakland. Get this shit. He's marching in Oakland, California, which is is Chicago's backup shooting range. And he's marching to remove school police officers from public schools in Oakland. Does that make any sense? Why would you take police out of schools in Oakland? Wouldn't you put more cops in schools in Oakland? No, not Steve Kerr. No. He couldn't do that. He's out there quenching his white liberal thirst. He's out there marching for the people of color and the marginalized communities. Let me check my buzz phrases and buzzwords. Let's see. People of color, marginalized communities, civil rights. Yeah, that's still going on. I saw some shit. I saw some shit the other day, and it was on CNN or some shit. I like to check in with the enemy, see what crazy shit they're talking about from time to time. And it was talking, and one of the ladies was saying something about, and some civil rights leaders. What? What? We still have civil rights leaders? Who the fuck is that? Al Sharptongue, Jesse Jackson, who we haven't heard from in a year. Is he still alive? Who are our civil rights leaders? Who made them leaders, and who are they leading civil rights for? Who hasn't gotten them yet? Who hasn't gotten in line to get their civil rights yet? What civil rights leaders are you talking about, you idiot? There's no longer a need for civil rights leaders. That's bullshit. Those are the people who are scrambling to justify their existence, hoping for things like this to happen so they can justify their existence and continue bilking us for billions of dollars every year, creating these boards and committees. Well, board committee, got to have somewhere to meet, got to pay these people. Another way to skim money off the top, civil rights leaders. So anyway, Steve Kerr's bitch ass, he's talking before a game, and he gets all emotional and starts hitting the desk and shit. And what are we going to do? I'm tired of the moments of silence. And these senators, your Republican senators, it's your fault because it's H.R. 8, and it's been sitting on their desk for 2 years, and they won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their power. That's what he said. He said H.R. 8, this bill that expands background checks, it expands them to private gun sales and tradings and stuff. So if you are a private gun owner and you want to sell it to somebody or give it to somebody, they want you to have a background check before you do that. You and the purchaser are supposed to have another background check. We're done with gun laws. We're done with background checks. Finished. We already got them. You know how hard it is to get a gun in California? It took me a month to get a gun in California. Okay? You know how hard it is already? You're already trampling on our Second Amendment rights. You've already done that too much, and you want to do more, and it ain't going to stop shit. Because he did not have any documented mental issues. He did not have a criminal record. He passed the background check, and he bought it legally 2 days after his 18th birthday. So you're looking at that 18-year-old scumbag, and you're looking at another 18-year-old scumbag in New York. So that's two. That's two people. That's two demons that welled up from hell and pulled this shit off. And you want to change it for all of us? You want to make it harder for all of us, over 100 million gun owners in America? How is that? Two people fuck up, and you want to mess with 100 million people. That doesn't make any sense. Those Republicans don't want to hold on to their power. They want to hold on to their jobs. Because if they vote on that shit, they're gone. You've already infringed on our rights enough. We're finished with gun laws. There shouldn't be not one more gun law in this country. Because laws don't stop criminals. That's why they're called criminals. Crime. Criminals. That's what they do. So by definition, they don't give a shit about laws. Drugs. Anybody know anyone who's on drugs? Anybody seen anyone out in public who's on drugs? Drunk driving. Anybody know someone who's been killed by a drunk driver? Anybody out there hit something or someone while drunk driving? Or have you just driven drunk? Didn't hurt anybody, didn't wreck, but you broke the law. Laws are there. They don't mean shit to people who want to break them. If this boy didn't have a gun, he would have drove a truck. What's to stop him from sitting outside of that elementary school, waiting for him to go to recess, and then driving through the fences and running down kids? How many kids are out of recess at an elementary school? A few hundred? I used to watch this show with my wife and her family every Sunday. If you want your faith in humanity tested or removed altogether, watch a show called I Survived. It was a story. This principal was telling a story about how she was at work one day and a guy came on campus and started attacking children with a machete. How much is a machete? $9.99 at Big Five? Dick's Sporting Goods, whatever you got? You're not going to stop evil. You can only fight it. If somebody is hell-bent on doing something like this, that's what they're going to do. But how do we respond? How do we respond to it? Hold on, I'm going to look something up. Because people out there are like, oh, no, fucking, it's not going to stop. We have to take the guns. It's foolish putting people in armed guards and teaching teachers how to shoot. That's stupid. Okay. Let's see here. Because see, in Israel, they had a school shooting. And I believe it was in the 70s. Hold on a second, let me look that shit up. It's 74. Yes, May 1974. Let's see. Let me cut to attack. See, the Ma'alat, located on the plateau in the hills of western region of Israel, 6 miles south of the Lebanese border. Okay. The DFLP terrorists infiltrated through the Nahal Matat, a nature reserve from south of the Lebanese village of Ramesh. The group entered Israel near Mashav Zarit on Sunday night, 13th of May. They were armed with AK-47 assault rifles, grenades, and plastic explosives, Czechoslovakian manufacture. They hid until the next night in the orchards near the Druze village of Herfish. A border patrol unit discovered their footprints but could not follow the trail, mistakenly reported to the superiors that the footprints belonged to smugglers. Proceeding to the Ma'alat up the winding road, they encountered a van driven by a Druze resident of Herfish, bringing Christian Arab women from the village of Fasuda home from work. The leader of the operation stood in the roadway, opened fire on the vehicle, instantly killing one woman and wounding both the driver and other workers, one of whom later died of her wounds. Okay, hold on. So the Nativ Mir Elementary School is a 3-story concrete building with apartment buildings under construction nearby. The militants entered the building at 4 a.m., taking 102 students hostage. The teenagers spending the night in the school building were out on a 3-day trip. They were students from a high school in Safad. Allegedly, one of the parents of the slain teenagers had begged the headmaster to cancel the trip after learning that militants had entered the area. By then, it was considered too late to cancel the trip because all the arrangements had been made. 3 of the 4 teachers escaped by jumping through the window and abandoning their 90 pupils to their fate, which created a lot of bitterness among the parents. The teachers were immediately suspended from their posts by local authorities, blah, blah, blah. 85 students and several teachers were held hostage. The students were forced to sit on the floor at gunpoint with explosive charges between them. In the morning, the militants demanded the release of Israeli prisoners of 23. In the morning, the militants demanded the release from Israeli prisoners, 23 Arab and 3 other prisoners, including blah, blah, blah. Some of them were involved in the 72 Lod airport massacre. Unless these conditions were met, they declared that they would kill the students. The deadline was set for 6 p.m. the same day. At 10 a.m., hold on. At 5:25, the commander of the elite special forces group was given the green light to storm the building. The assault force was divided into 3 units. Okay, it said beside the DFLP militants, 22 high school students were killed in the attack and over 50 were wounded. So that was in 1974. Can anybody tell me? Oh, and it says Israel's response. The next day, Israel Defense Forces planes bombed offices and training bases of the DFLP and the PFLP. Good. Awesome. You do that shit, you deserve to be bombed. So that school shooting happened in 1974. How many school shootings have there been in Israel since 1974, since that one took place? Can anybody guess? Can anyone guess how many school shootings there have been in Israel since that happened? Okay, I'll say the answer. 0. They've had 0 school shootings since 1974. Why is that? Well, exactly. I see in the comment section now, everybody's putting 0. Sharon, Devlin, Brian, James, Steve, Happiness Created, Guitar Dude 777, what's up, man? Shrek 5 Forever, nada. That's right. 0, zilch, nada, none. No school shootings since 1974. Why? Is it because they took all the guns away from the Israeli citizens? Did the Israeli officials get up there and cry and act like bitches and take all the guns away from the Israeli citizens? Because once all the guns are gone, that's it. Because that's the only way people are killed is by guns, by big, black, scary AR-15s. No, they did not do that. They didn't touch their guns. What did they do? They fought guns with more guns. That's right. They put security on every fucking campus. Guess what? Bad guys have this thing called self-preservation, and they're not going to go up in there and get wasted. So basically, they put guns in front of the schools held by well-trained individuals, and the bad guys said, nah, I'm cool. That's it. So the Israeli citizens still have their guns, and their school children are safe. How is that? Probably because, and that's right, Deceptive Autobot, you do have to serve in the military. In Israel, they got to serve 2 years. Every Israeli citizen who is able will serve 2 years in the Israeli Defense Force. Great. Armed citizens, trained citizens. But the reason they don't have any more school shootings is because the kids are protected. We protect Kardashians better than we protect our kids at school. They got security around them all the time. Look at how we protect buildings, how we protect money. You ever see an armored car or armored truck? Or as my son calls it, the money truck? They got a dude that stays inside. They got an armed guy that goes in there to get the shit. They got procedures. If somebody tries to rob them, they know what to do. We got a guard standing in every bank, either in the bank or in the parking lot. And I mentioned a little bit of math. I hated math. That was my worst subject in school. But let's talk about it. Oh, hold on. So basically, wrapping up, Steve Kerr's stupid ass. He's pushing H.R. 8, which is a bill that would further have the government infringe on our rights, which is why he was one of the 3 people who had to share the 2022 Bitch of the Year award. But the math I was telling you about first, we'll just take the 40 billion. Remember that conflict over there in Eastern Europe, 6,167 miles away from here, pretty far, can't even see it, really far away. We just sent them, and it was passed by the House, the Senate, and the president. Sent them $40 billion. Had to borrow it from China, but we got it to them. Now, had that $40 billion stayed right here, what could they do for all of these schools? Because that's a lot of schools. There's 139,000 schools in America, K through 12, public and private. If you took just that $40 billion, all right, we'll get to that other 15 we sent them before, but just the last $40 billion. If we took that money and divided it among all 130,930 K through 12 schools, all of them, we took that money and divided all of them. Never mind the private schools who might pay for their own, and take that money and give even more to the other ones who don't. That's $305,000 for every single K through 12 public and private school in the United States of America. $305 grand to all of them. Damn, you could pay a lot of security with that, couldn't you? So let's get that other 15 we sent them before. Remember? 15. Remember, guys, I went to public school. Bear with me. 15 and 40 is 55. If we took that $55 billion that we just sent to somebody else. Oh, and hold on. You want that little drop of anger blood right here? It's a little bit. Maybe it'll come out of your ear. You want some anger blood? Guess what I found out today? Shout out to my man Gian, okay? He sent me this. I said, when he sent it to me, I said, this better be a damn joke. And he said, nope. Looked it up. He was right, unfortunately. So we're hemorrhaging billions of dollars to the Ukraine. Here you go, Ukraine. And they don't got a problem with their citizens defending themselves with AR-15s. Isn't that funny? Here you go, Ukraine. Money, money, money. What did the OJ say? Money, 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 money. Giving these fuckers all this money. It's a war zone. You got the president of Ukraine in a flak jacket and a helmet. Times are bad, right? Not that bad. Because he had time to have his hair cut and his beard edged up for a Time magazine article. He had time to welcome Nancy Pelosi. Oh, shit. Remember, you ever have like stomach bile come up in your throat and gives you like that burning feeling? I just got that when I tried to say that demon's name. Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and a little delegation of dumbasses. They came to visit. And now, here we go. President Zelensky of Ukraine, who is currently fighting a war against the evil Russians whose vehicles are breaking down on the way there. They're in the middle of a war. He just had time to do a video call with students at Stanford University studying for their global studies degree. So I looked into it. What the fuck is global studies? Because I mentioned it before. I used to work with a girl and I asked her. She had just graduated college 24 hours ago with a degree in global studies. I asked her, what is global studies? She said, I don't know. So I looked it up. You're basically a hippie. You're studying different cultures and like the economies around the world, man, and how to like, solve world issues, man, and like governments and stuff, man. So, the president who is currently embroiled in a war has time to do a Zoom call with a bunch of rich liberals kids in the Bay Area. Okay? All right. But we just sent them 55 billion. So if you took that same 55 billion that we sent over to this war zone where the dude has time to do Zoom calls, you could have given every single K through 12 school in the United States of America $420,000. Damn. It's a lot of money, every single school. Instead, we took that money and sent it to be laundered somewhere. Why don't we protect our children? They'll get used to it. Oh, kids, oh, the guns. I don't give a shit. You know what my son's toy chest is full of? Guns. Don't act like you don't got your kids on these fucking video games, playing games where they shoot guns. Kids will get used to it. You know why they get used to it? Because they'll feel safe. They'll learn that those guns aren't here to hurt me. Those guns are here to protect me. Oh, don't arm the teachers. Why not? If a teacher wants to be armed and trained, arm them and train them. Maybe they don't want to sit there and watch their students get killed. Why not? We protect every damn thing else. Why not that? We lock up fucking spray paint. We lock up cigarettes and alcohol in the stores. Why don't we make our kids safe? Oh, we got to train people, but don't forget about the 305 to 420,000 I just told you about for every school. You can train a lot of people, but guess what? Guess what, guys? There's a group of people out there who already have some training. They may need a little bit of training because this is a new environment for them, but they already got some training. Guess who they are? Guess. Vets. Maybe they're not fit for duty in the military. Maybe they lost an eye or an arm or a leg. No bullshit. Or maybe they just came back. Maybe their time was up, but maybe they still want to be in the fight. Maybe they still want to do some good with their gun. Well, guess what? Here's your opportunity. Here's a school for you. Here's an elementary school or junior high or a high school for you to protect. Your kids, their kids probably go there. And even if they didn't, let them protect those kids. You think they won't lay down their life for those kids? Or even more likely, lay somebody else's life down for those kids. Excuse me, parched. Shout out to whoever sent this to me. This one and another one. I use this every day. Those men and women will be more than happy to get out in front of those schools and make sure those kids are safe. To make sure those teachers are safe. What kind of message do you think that's going to send to a would-be school shooter if they know they got Sergeant so-and-so over there, a real fucking G.I. Joe, standing in front of that school? How do you think the parents are going to feel? No, they got a combat veteran protecting their children. You think those kids, you won't? I had a school resource officer at my school, Archie. Shout out to Archie. Haven't seen him in a while. I never saw him, for getting in trouble on campus, but we knew him. He was cool. He formed relationships with a lot of kids. Another positive enactment or another positive experience with guns for kids. To show them that, no, guns aren't bad. They can be used to help, not just hurt. Why not? I saw a documentary a couple years ago on this dispensary in Colorado. That's what they were doing. They were hiring combat veterans to guard their cash when they got a certain amount. They had to transport it to the bank to deposit it. They had 3 or 4 combat vets in that Suburban protecting that money. And they were talking about how good it was to be back with their buddies doing what they do. Being able to get out there, like I said, and do some good with their gun, protect something, get back in the fight as much as they could. Those guys loved it. And I know I would love it, having my kids be protected by a U.S. serviceman or woman. The day after it happened, my wife went to school, dropped off my son, and she's watched him walk in there, and she's like, what's going to stop someone from coming on campus? That fence? The kid in Texas, he hopped an 8-foot fence. You need somebody on the other side of that fence, or somebody on the other side of that fence to stop him from jumping over the fence. I mean, am I wrong? Why couldn't we take that money and protect the most precious thing to us? Why don't we protect the most precious thing? And I was talking to my man Kenny. Shout out to Officer Kenny, because I wanted to talk to somebody who has been in these situations, because we know it from a regular citizen's point of view. They should have done this. They should have done that. I wanted to talk to somebody who's breached a door, who's gone through a door where somebody bad was on the other side with the gun. Somebody who's been in a situation where they need to get in there and help these people. Time is of the essence. So I was asking him about, you had the information coming out today that the officers waited 40 minutes to an hour to go in there. They engaged the shooter outside of the school, but didn't follow him into the school, and they should have done this and all these things. And you see the snippets, the videos of the parents being outside, and how come you guys aren't in there? And like I said, I'm reserving judgment. I want to wait till all the facts come out, because you best believe all the facts are going to come out. So, but right now, I was just talking to him about what that's like and his point of view on things. And he was saying how if somebody, okay, so here's what happened. The shooter gets into an argument with his grandma and shoots her in the face, steals her truck, takes off, crashes the truck, gets out, sees two people across the street at a funeral home, shoots at them, walks over to the school, cops show up. I'm not sure if he hopped the fence before or after the cops show up. Let's say he hopped the fence. Either way, before he went into the school, cops show up. He's shooting at the cops and then goes into the school. And then they send some cops in. They're outside of the classroom where it's barricaded, and then they're waiting for all these people to show up. The commander in charge said, don't go in until we have more resources. And I guess there was a special Border Patrol unit that was there, and they went in regardless of what that commander was saying, and they engaged, shot the shooter, killed him. One or more of them took some fire too. They'll live. But that's what happened. And so I was asking him, I was like, what's the procedure on that? He's like, well, different law enforcement agencies are trained different ways, but they had to have had training on an active shooter, because Columbine changed a lot of things. Columbine changed it from let's wait and see, barricaded subject, let's wait, to more of a proactive approach, because they know the carnage that could take place. So most of, not all, departments have some type of active shooter training. But he was also saying the same thing, that you got to wait till all the facts come out. We need to know why they didn't do that. And to think that the cops just weren't doing nothing, or they were scared, I seriously doubt that. People can say what the fuck they want, but I doubt that those cops were just scared and didn't want to go in. But taking citizens' guns, or making it harder for citizens to get guns, is just stupid. It's counterproductive, and it's dangerous. For us, of course, because you don't think that these same politicians that want to make us have another set of background checks, or we can't get certain weapons and all this other stupid shit, you don't think their security is going to abide by these rules, do you? Do you think that Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom's security is going to have those stupid fucking fins that you have to have by law on a semi-automatic rifle? If you were to go to buy an AR-15 in California, and once I do that, I'll probably know more about it, but you go into a gun shop in California and you'll see up on the wall an AR-15 or a semi-automatic rifle, and it's going to have a fin on the back of it. It looks like, let's say the grip stops here. Well, this fin sticks out a few inches to here. So you can't just grab it like this. Now your hand's going to be like this. Instead of grabbing the grip, getting a firm hold on on the firearm so you can deliver an accurate shot. Now your hand is more like this because that fin is on there. It looks ridiculous. And the reason they did it is so if someone's a mass shooter is shooting people, they can't fire as many rounds as quickly because they can't get a firm grip on the gun. Well, what did he say in Back to the Future? Hello, McFly. Hello. Hey, jackass. If you're willing to commit mass murder, you give a fuck about California compliance on your weapons. Stop being stupid. This is willful ignorance. They know that shit is dumb. They know a mass murderer is not checking local gun laws before they act out their carnage. That's stupid. That only hinders us. And it looks ridiculous. But that's what they want to do. They think that more gun laws, it'll make them feel better, but you think theirs? You think Gavin Newsom's security has a stupid-ass fin on it, huh? You think they're going to say, no, what's that? The citizens can only have 10 rounds? Fine. As a show of good faith, I will only have 10-round magazines. Bullshit. They're not going to abide by this crap because they want to stay safe. Because if they're on the floor of their limousine in a shootout, they want to make sure that their guards have plenty of ammunition to stop the threat. Not for us, for them. You think they're going to do some gun? They had a stupid-ass guns for gas in Sacramento the other day. And they were surprised that so many people turned in their guns for gas cards. Well, gas is over $6 a gallon for the cheap shit, dummy. But you should have seen the guns that they're turning in. I guarantee you there was no Crips or Bloods going up in there turning in their guns. There were no dope boys turning in their guns. It looked like people were turning in guns that they found in their dead grandpa's closet. Yeah, you got some old piece of shit around the house and you want $50 for gas? Yeah, you'll turn that shit in. But it's probably coming from a citizen who wasn't going to use it to murder anybody in the first place. So you're getting the wrong guns off the street, jackass. So stupid. And the way the officers responded is it what they call the Ferguson Effect? Because remember, Mike Brown, hands up, don't shoot. Remember that bullshit that started BLM? I'm sorry. CBLM, Certain Black Lives Matter? Hands up, don't shoot. That boy was saying, my hands are up, don't shoot me. And that boss hog said, fuck you, boy. Boom, boom, boom. Woo! Nigga cigarette after shooting him, that felt good. Bullshit. There was no hands up, don't shoot. That was a lie. But because of that, because it happened in Ferguson, Missouri, the police drew back. All the scrutiny, all the backlash from the politicians and the blue check marks, the police pulled back. So hold on. If the good guys pull back, because you ever seen the police pull up and there's bad people around, what do? They turn around, they put shit away, they disperse. When I was doing my ride along with Officer C. Braley, shout out to him, stay safe, man. Same to you, Officer Kenny. When I was on my ride along with them, right before we got the shots fired call, that ended up being an 18-year-old kid killed by another gang member. I wonder if the gun laws would have stopped that from happening. Anyway, we pulled up around this building behind this building, and there were homeless people there. As soon as the lights hit the homeless people, what do? Pack it up. Whoop, time to go. Remember that part in Color Purple after Squeaky slapped, what was her name? Oprah Winfrey's character. She slapped her. Homeboy's playing the piano. He's closed. He said, whoop, time to go. That's what they did. So when the cops come around and the bad guys are there, the bad guys, they're gone. So in Ferguson, the police pulled back and the bad guys said, oh shit, let's go. Because what did you think they were going to do? You think they play fair? You think they said, all right, hold up, guys. Let's wait till the cops get their numbers back. Then we'll go out and terrorize the community. No. We all know the saying, when the cat's away, the mice will shoot you. So that's what happened. So could it have been something like that? Could that commander have been worrying about the after effects if he sent them in and something went wrong? I don't know. It's a possibility. You know how they do. Cops are racist. They beat people over there with that shit. I'll never forget. What was it? The summer. I think it was the summer of 2020. The summer of love. And it was in New York. And these New York police officers were out there. And these kids, fucking teenagers and stuff, were just throwing water balloons at them and squirting them with water guns, disrespecting them, just fucking throwing them at him and spraying them and calling them names and shit. And I just remember the restraint. Because I would have been mad if that cop took his nightstick out and started swinging. Or put his taser on the ground and turned it on since you guys want to throw water everywhere. We're all about to get some more current. We're all about to get some more amps. Just the utter fucking disrespect. Where do you think that came from? Where do you think it came from? It came from them constantly being bashed over the head in the media and by our elected officials who should side with them more often than not, or at least say, let's wait till the facts come out. No, then you got Barry up there saying, well, I think the police acted stupidly. That's how you get this shit. So maybe it was a little bit of the Ferguson effect. And the mother, she came out. The mother of this this demonic waste of oxygen. And glad he's gone. Too bad it was so quick. Too bad we couldn't have got hold of him and outsourced him to another country that would have broken his body before he died. But she said, forgive me, forgive my son. Don't judge him. He had his reasons for what he did. Ooh, she is really testing my belief that people who lose a child, you got to cut them a little slack when it comes to how they react or what they say. He had his reasons for going into a classroom and shooting a bunch of fourth graders and their teachers. What reason was that? That he was created in the underworld in Hades? That's the only reason. And here's another question. The only reason I knew she said that was because it was translated. Yes. His mother doesn't speak any fucking English. Why not? How long you been here? He's 18. You've been here for 18 years, at least. You've been here for 18 years and haven't picked up any English? So that means potentially, possibly, allegedly, and any other Lee words out there, she came here illegally and had this baby here. You came here illegally and delivered that monster to us. He could have possibly been born south of the border, wherever you're from, and possibly had a different outcome in life. But they come here. They come here for a better life, Jericho. They're all good people. None of them are bad. But had she stayed in Mexico or wherever she's from, south of here, maybe that would have been there. Maybe it would have turned out different. But instead, possibly, I'm only assuming possibly because she didn't speak a word of English, that you came up here illegally and delivered that demon to us. Possible. Let's get some super dupers out of the way. Shall we? See, I think they're pretty far back up here. But shout out to everybody who's here in the comment section, who's watching, who's donating in the super chats. I appreciate it. It's Friday night. You guys should be out doing something way more fun, right? You guys should be out eating the worm, man. Drinking tequila and eating the worm. But you're here with me. Thank you. Appreciate. Hey, appreciate. Like, thanks, bro. Hold on. Trying to get up here quicker. Bear with me. Hold up. We'll get some more comments too. All right. Almost there. Almost. Oh, hey, while we're waiting, here's a question that I wanted to ask you guys. You know, so much bad news and bad shit. Let's lighten the mood a little bit, yeah. Hold on. So here's a question that I used to ask people at work. Actually, I asked two of them, and it's funny. Because the answers are so different. I would ask like a guy this, and he gets one answer. Then you ask a woman the same version of a question, because it can't be exactly the same. You'll see why in a minute. But you ask a woman the version of that question, and they're a total opposite answer. And quick too. No hesitation. Fuck no. All right, so I think we got to the next super chat. Hold on. Okay, we'll start there. So here's the first question for the ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, only two genders. I'm only asking two groups. Ladies, perfect guy, whatever he is in your mind, height, weight, bald, hair, beard, clean shaven, tattoos, no tats, muscles, dad bod, whatever the perfect man is to you physically, picture it in your mind. Okay? Perfect look, perfect personality. He fights UFC on the weekends and he saves puppies during the week. Like, whatever perfect dude is for you emotionally and mentally, whatever he is, perfect guy, the whole package. There he is. Would you date him if he was 3 inches shorter than you? Fellas, perfect woman, whatever she is, big top, big bottom, whatever, slim in the waist, thick, long hair, short hair, whatever color, tattoos, tramp stamp, whatever you're into, perfect woman physically, picture her in your mind. Now, personality. She likes to hunt with you and watch football, or maybe she doesn't. Whatever she is to you, emotionally, perfect woman, there she is. Fellas, would you date a woman who's 3 inches taller than you? Now, let me tell you I asked, 20, 30 people. All the women, except one, all of them were repulsed at the idea of dating a man shorter than them. And it wasn't like, I don't think so. It was like, ew, gross. No, what the fuck? Get him away from me. Like he had an arm growing out of his forehead. They were repulsed. Ew, gross. Every single guy that I asked was like, hell yeah. No hesitation. 3 inches tall. None of that. They said, perfect woman? Hell yeah. So it was funny to get those two completely different answers. The women were like, ew. And the fellas were like, oh yeah, let's do this. And I got another question I'll answer later. So let me know what you think of those two questions in the comment section. And let me get to some of these supers and some of the comments too. J. Kohler with that salt. Bring it. Lots of salt tonight. Papa G, her dad's chief of police. I don't know what that's pertaining to, but thank you. America's Angel, smash the like button. Show Jericho some love. Please do. Can we get in the 1,000, in the 1,000 club? We got 800 in here. We're only 200 away. All right? All 800 people leave right now. Grab somebody and bring them back to this, okay? Tell them to log in. We can do 1,000 people. I believe in you. Joey Lee, Mayor Beetlejuice. Jesus couldn't help her to be smart or attractive. I know, man. Chicago did her dirty. You look at like older pictures of her. Oh man, what happened? Chicago fucked her. Drained the life out of her. You too. YTU 685. Thank you very much. My thoughts on the baby formula shortage. I think it's a bunch of horse shit. I think that the FDA should not have made Abbott shut down because the issues they were dealing with were not in the part that produced the baby formula. Excuse me. I think the federal government should have done more sooner. I think that when we have something that important, whatever regulations need to be relaxed, relax them. Get that shit here. Make it happen. And it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Again, we're America. We don't do baby formula shortages. And let's see. Hold on. Let me check this one out. This shit's funny. Okay. Chris Brumbaugh, Salty Army presents Shakers. Reload. That shit's funny. Boss Media, woke dopes for Trump. How so, Boss Media? Or are you just going to say something stupid and then run away in the night? Back up your argument or get the fuck out. The sun will rise again. Hello from Tokyo. What up, Tokyo? Moda Love 1968. That's right. That shit's funny. Valor Gaming. There we go. Child murders for Biden. Yeah, man. But Biden, he's Catholic again. Remember he was talking about in his speech about the shooting in Texas. He kept saying, why in God's name and for God's sake. So he's all about God again. Leave him alone. He's Catholic now. He might not be next week, but he is right now. He's back. Scoot over. All you Catholics, scoot over. Make room for Joe on the pew. He's back for a little bit of wine and cracker. Mark, man. Love you, man. But what difference is November going to make? They stole it last time. Ain't feeling like another vote is going to fix it. I feel you, man. I feel you. I understand. I understand your outrage and the anger about the situation is so fucked up. But our voting is our power, and November is still important. We can still vote these people out. And people, what we need to do to keep that shit from happening again, because if you watch, I'm going to get to that later, but you watch 2000 Mules, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. If you have enough brain activity to power the light bulb in a Susie Bake oven, you will know that shit was stolen. Straight up. I feel you, Mark. Hey, Mark, I'm here in California where we had a chance to recall Gavin Newsom and we didn't. So I feel you on that. It's a real kick to the nuts, man. Pisty chewed it. I'd like to know the story behind that name. As long as you're not a lefty, come to DeSantis land and we welcome you all. Hey, you know what? We might have to make America DeSantis land come 2024. I keep telling you people, every time I read a comment from somebody in Florida, I tell you, like I'm about to tell you, Pisty, you're going to have to let us borrow your boy, okay? Sorry, we need him. Florida, you guys turn that shit around, and we need him. So let us borrow him for 4 to 8. Thank you. And let's see. The only Warnley, that Obama tweet was disgusting. Yeah, it was, man. That shit was, beyond poor taste. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Mike must have really been pushing that helmet into your back. I know that thing's heavy. But she must have really been pushing it because that was beyond stupid. Patriots are go. Thanks for the single. Let's see. Listen and watch person. Jericho, start hitting the iron, my brother. I am. Believe me. I got shit going. My wife and I made a big turnaround. Hopefully you'll start seeing the results soon. But that's on the front burner for me. And it might be selfish, but I ain't trying to leave my kids. I have no damn stepdad. Fuck that. Boss Media, Obama is the gayest president ever. Brandon is the worst. I'm confused. Let's go to another super duper, shall we? Medic 19. If you are a real medic, thank you for what you do. Or if you were, whatever, thank you. No one cares about all the children killed in Chicago, but now the world cares. Thank you for bringing us the truth. Always love your videos. Yeah, man. Or woman, sorry. Whichever one. Yeah, kids are killed every day. Remember that girl, Jocelyn Adams in Chicago? Tyshawn Lee? It happens all the time. North Carolina, Baltimore kids getting shot while they're doing their homework. Well, you're in the house doing homework. One 13-year-old girl was dancing. She was showing her mom a new dance, and a bullet came through the window and shot her in the neck. Jocelyn Adams got shot 6 times in her torso in the drive-thru with her gang-banging ass daddy. Nobody says shit about that. Don't say shit. But if it gives them power or it continues their narrative, you better believe they'll care. Patriots are a go again. Thank you. Pelosi, that liver-spotted demon. She is. She's a gargoyle. She sits atop skyscrapers until nightfall, where she sheds her concrete shell and rains down vengeance upon the city. And who's her nephew? You got it. Gavin, bang your wife, Newsom. I got new merch coming out. I'm going to be launching a Green Gear store, and it says Newsom, and it has a devil horns and a little pointed tail. Because you tell me, you give me an example that says he's not. John Lennon, not that John Lennon, but thank you very much for the Hamilton. Today, Biden shut down a load of oil land gas leases in the states amid an oil crisis. He did it to help us. Yeah. See, when they had their ginger turd in there, what's her name? Sacky. That's what it is. Nut Sacky. When she was in there, she was talking about, oh, we have all these permits that we signed for, but the oil companies just don't want them. The oil companies that they've been demonizing these oil companies forever, but now these oil companies don't want to make money. They don't want the government permits to drill for oil and make money hand over fist. They don't. We keep giving them all these sweet parcels of land, all these sweet pieces of land to drill for oil, and they just don't want to. Got it. That's bullshit. They're giving them permits for land that don't have shit on it. We got more oil than all the oil producing countries in the world combined. What are we waiting for? Oil should be free. Oil should be no more than 50 cents a gallon. Back when I was in high school, when somebody said you needed a ride and somebody said I got $5 on it, that $5 in the tank meant something. $5 was 25% of a full tank. Now you got $5 on it? That won't get me out of the parking lot. They don't want to fix that shit. They can, but they won't because it doesn't help them. Chad Harris, Cinco, thank you. Trump said it best. If the U.S. can send billions to Ukraine, we should be able to do whatever it takes to keep our children safe at home. Boom. Mic fucking drop. Reggie Nobles, $4.99, super sticker. Thank you very much. That's Redman's real name. Rapper Redman, real name Reggie Noble. Maybe that is Redman. If it is, big fan of yours for a long time. Bogus Height, 10 bones. Thank you. Said, hi, good title. Yeah, right? Keep up the good work. Here's some encouragement. I always enjoy the frank diatribes salted with JG's colorful vernacular. Thank you very much. It reminds me of a Little Stooges episode I used to watch when I was a kid. And Curly gets on the stand and he tells him to take his hat off. And he goes, he tells him to stop talking a certain way. And he goes, drop the vernacular. And he's holding his hat. And he goes, it's not a vernacular. It's a doiby. St. Mountain. I think I'm saying that right. I hope I am. $9.99. Thank you very much. Very much. Let's see. Scott Mitchell, we need the second more than ever. Exactly. Now is the time to loosen laws. Get rid of laws. Roll back. Hand out guns. Like I mentioned earlier, they're all coming all over themselves because the Ukrainian people got a hold of guns and they could fight the good fight against a tyrannical dictator. But they don't want us to do the same here. You don't want us to protect ourselves from your tyrannical asses. Taking our guns? No, you need no more gun laws. Take your gun law book and seal that shit and put it on the top shelf because you don't need it anymore. You damn right we need it more than now. Mark B. Weed Extreme. He said cops don't want to go to jail. Yeah, man. Like I said, it could be that part of that Ferguson effect, man. That shit is disgusting. Troll booth attendant. Fuck you. That's good. There's not a single crackhead that's a martyr for me. Exactly. When did we start uplifting fucking crackheads? I thought they were at the bottom of the barrel, not the top. The crackheads don't rise to the top. Brian King B. Falcone, what's up, man? Good to see you in here again. Larry Sinclair, Big Mike, and Obama equal fun boys. Yeah, man, I don't want to be a fly on that wall. Sorry. That'd be disgusting. You have to wash your eyeballs after that. Can you take your eyeballs out, wash them, and put them back in? I would find out after that one. Let's see. I know we got some more super dupers in here. Bryant Lawson, Cinco, thank you very much. Steve Harvey has the most garbage takes on race and politics on his radio show. America, systemically racist, white supremacy, Republicans bad, etc. Exactly. I wonder if he felt that way. I wonder if he felt that way when he went and visited a Republican president named Donald Trump. Systemically racist. Now the fuck did you get so rich, Steve Harvey? With that ridiculous mustache. Not only did your black ass get rich in America, you did it with that ridiculous caterpillar above your lip. I don't want to hear that bullshit. It's always the rich ones. Oh, America's racist. How the fuck did you crack the code? Why don't you let the rest of the black folks who can't seem to operate their cell phone? How about you let them know how you got rich? Oh, it was hard work. Can't do that. Sean Lanto, thank you. Dos. My girlfriend was asking, "What's on your T-shirt?" Oh, it's it's a Soul Glow or Sexual Chocolate from Coming to America. It's one of my favorite movies. But I don't wear it in front of my kids because I don't want them asking, "What's sexual chocolate?" That'd be fucking gross. But that's what's on my T-shirt. One of my favorites. Telling you, it was one time a couple years ago I got on this 80s T-shirt kick, man. My closet's full of them. I got some good ones. Some real good ones. Let's see. Super Dupers, where you at? There we go. Okay. All right. Jim Crow. Jim Crow Biden. That should be his legal name. Civil rights leaders, LOL. I think they mean race baiters. Yeah, race pimps. They got the best of the best. The SEAL Team 6 of race baiting pimps. Oh, fucking civil rights leader. You tell me. I don't remember voting for no leader. I don't need you to lead me to shit. Lead me to more opportunity. I'll be fine. Abby, thank you very much. $4.99. And nothing like turning into a JG live during a Friday night date. Oh man, date night. That's what's up. Don't mess around and make that family bigger on date night. You guys better be careful. Keep speaking facts. NC loves your funny fact speaking self, sir. Thank you very much, miss. And say hello to your significant other. Stay out a little later. Call the babysitter. Kids will be all right. You guys have some fun. Kids will be all right. I know we got more super dupers in here. Hold on. All right. Jimmy Gables, what's up? Got that twomp. Thank you very much. Do you think that the people who are currently working in retail, restaurants, and other businesses are the last ones who are holding said companies alive since no one has a desire to work and contribute anymore? Yeah, man. Especially, I think that's even more true now more than ever because we just came off of the sweet and sour sniffles lockdown where they printed up like 40% of the money ever printed in America was printed in the last 3 years because of this nonsense. So yeah, when you tell people you can make more money staying at home for a year or more, yeah, that's definitely going to have an effect on the workforce. And again, I'll say it again until the end. Nuclear families are important. It's important to see people getting up and going to work every day. It's important to see that it's important to show your kids that you're supposed to go out and toil. You're supposed to get sweat upon your brow every day. And if that's lacking, if the government has stepped in and took the place of daddy, and that check just keeps coming, or that EBT card gets reloaded and you don't have to go work for it, yeah, that work ethic is going to die. My dad drilled that into me. My dad could work me into the ground. I mean, he stayed working all day. We were always going to do some chores, split some wood, cut some weeds, feed the pigs, do something. And he had the hardest hands. He could strike it. My dad could sand wood with his damn hands. Hurt to get an ass whooping from him too. Eric Davidson, $4.99. Thank you. Someone explain to me why our kids still aren't protected in America. Great question. But I don't think we can wait for them to do it. I don't think they're going to do it. Because if they do protect them, if the government does protect them, then that's one less thing they can hold over us. That's one less thing to tug at our heartstrings to push through their bullshit agendas. You think Gavin Newsom's pink lipstick weenie didn't get hard when this happened, knowing all the shit he can jam through in California? He'll call up his buddies in the Ninth Circuit Court. They'll stir up some bullshit. He can't wait. ZR, thank you very much. The Texas shooter was part of the G and LGBT. I saw some. I couldn't verify whether they were real or not, but I did see some pictures of him or what looked like him, holding the trans flag and all that bullshit. I mean, it's sad, man. It's really sad. And just like the other kid, the kid who pulled off the shooting in Buffalo, they both came off of a year isolated at home. Just saying. Let's see. Hold on. We got something. I don't know. We'll get into some more comments after the super dupers. But yeah, it's a terrible situation. It's just fucked up. All those families who, they planning the weekend, man. They're planning shit for the summer. They had no idea this shit would be happening to their damn kids. And imagine being a parent. They said they had parents at this place at like some civic center to pick up the kid. That's where they took them to. And some of the parents had to take DNA tests to see if the remains at the school matched them. And imagine being a parent waiting to see if your kid gets off that bus or your kid comes out of that room, to see if some law enforcement official comes up to you with a sad look on their face and wants to talk to you over here by yourself. I mean, fuck, man, that's unreal. Son of a man, child of God. Good to see you in here again. Thank you. So here you go, Squid. See, that's jealousy right there. That'll never get old for this puddle pirate. Not for me either. See, a puddle pirate. Oh, that means I know what that is. Puddle pirate. That's a Coast Guard. Uh-oh. Now I see where this is going. All right. He said, take your kiddos out for some family time on me. Loves simpler paratus. Yeah, man, of course. That's my favorite part of the week is being able to hang out with my kids. Because, we only have them for so long. You know how it is, 13, 14, 15, you're into boys, you're into girls or whatever. All you want to do. I remember at 14, 15 years old, man, all I wanted to do was hang out with my friends. Fuck home. I've been there 13, 14 years. I'm out. All I want to do is go hang out with my friends. So the time I have with them is very, very precious. Okay, let's do a few more comments. Oscar Gonzalez says, shut the fuck up. Mom of the mass killer. Yeah, man, that's she really pushing the envelope on that one. Really. Let's see. Devlin McBain says, I can't even imagine. It hurts my damn heart. Might turn it off for a while. I hope you don't mean this live stream. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's the evil. The evil that it takes to stare down the sights at a 10-year-old's body. That's a little child. And for those of you who shoot and who shot an AR-15, AR-15 is powerful. Just ask the bicep of that dude who ran up on Kyle Rittenhouse. That's horrific, man. That round does a lot of damage, especially so close. I went out shooting with a buddy of mine. Shout out to DJ. And we put targets way the fuck out there. And just being near the muzzle of that thing, feeling that concussion, feeling that blast when the gas comes out and seeing what it does to the target, shooting targets up close with it. I mean, oh shit, man. That's nothing but evil. Nothing but. So hold on. Oh yeah, let me check and see. Anybody answer my question? Ladies, would you date a man 3 inches shorter than you, even if he's the perfect guy? Fellas, would you date the perfect woman if she was 3 inches taller than you? David Lovelace, thank you for that super sticker, brah. Shit, mate. So yeah, let me talk about 2,000 Mules. Oh, before I do that, 20% off all green gear, promo code FATHER, all caps, sub and like and sub, please. So 2,000 Mules, the movie that was made by Dinesh D'Souza and his wife, which basically told the story of the 2020 election, and it talked about and focused on what we all know happened. I remember vividly, and I'm sure you do too, going to sleep the night of the election, thinking Trump has it in the bag. You look at the numbers, and that's what it was. We went to sleep like, when I wake up, he's going to continue business as usual. And I honestly believed that his second term is when shit was going to start getting done. That's what I believe he's really going to start. And he did great his first term, but I thought the second term he was really going to start blowing their little minds. And we all went to bed thinking that. And then to wake up and find out that, wait, what? How many votes came in? And they were all for Biden? What are the chances of that? What poll place stopped counting votes early? Which one wouldn't let the Republicans who were supposed to be in there watching the ballots, which one wouldn't let them in the room? How many, where were these ballots found in the trash? All that shit that happened. And common sense would tell us, this can't be. They won't let this happen. This is straight theft on the largest level possible. But 2,000 Mules, what they did was they were tracking these phones, and you can buy people's information, like phone information and where they've been and shit, their GPS location from companies. So what they did was they bought 10 trillion with a T, and they basically plotted where these people were going, these people who were supposed to be delivering people's ballots. And in some states, you have to drop off your own ballot. And in other states, you can drop off a ballot of a family member or a friend or whatever. You could take it to the ballot box and drop it off for them. But where they run into problems, let's say you got a little apartment area. I'm going to take 5 ballots and drop them off, which you shouldn't do, which you're not supposed to do. And let's say 3 of them are from Trump. 3 of them voted for Trump. Well, those will never make it. Or they take them out of the envelope, because once you take it, if you have a mail-in ballot, once you take it out of the envelope holds the identification of the voter. After the envelope's removed, then it's just a ballot. Then it can be from anywhere. So let's say there's a state over here who looks like Trump's going to win. Well, they'll take, and say it's a swing state, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So they'll take ballots from another place, another state nearby, and bring it to Philadelphia and drop it in there for Biden. Well, that's going to make that state, that's going to make Pennsylvania swing Biden's way. And they tracked 1,100 mules just in Philadelphia, not the state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, 1,100 mules. And they only focused on the mules that went to 10 different drop boxes or more in one day. That's crazy. 10 in one day, not the ones that went to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 on down, which is crazy. Let's say just between 5 and 10. Let's say you went to 5 to 9 ballot boxes in a day. That's crazy. But they just focused on the ones that did 10. They didn't even touch the ones that were 9 or less. Just the ones that were 10. So you got some of these people going to 20 drop boxes in a day. And let's say they're dropping 5 illegal ballots each time, and then they multiplied it. And it was like 55,000 illegal ballots just in Philadelphia. And then after they did that, then they start explaining, okay, we got X amount of fraudulent ballots that we have on camera, and it's not their private investigator sitting behind a bush or slumped down in a car filming it. This is all footage from cameras on state buildings where a lot of these ballot boxes were. So these are state-ran cameras. These are their cameras that they were filming this shit with. That's where they pulled the footage from. So you couldn't say, oh, well, where'd you get that? It's from a state building right by the ballot box. So they find out, okay, we got X amount of mules dropping X amount of illegal ballots. They tally it up. Then they compare it to the number of votes that Trump lost by. And then you find out, oh, well, no wonder. That's way more ballots than they needed for Biden to win. And then you multiply it over here, and you start looking at, well, how much did he lose by? How many fraudulent votes were there? And you see, and then there was a part in the movie where the people who were dropping these ballots off, and you see them shoving them in there, keep going like this. One dude, they called him dog guy or something. He had a little dog with him. 1:30 in the afternoon, he's shoving the ballots in the box. People standing around looking at him, telling him shit. Like, what the fuck? Stuffing him in there. Then he takes a picture because you got to show the people that you're shoving the ballots in there for that you were there. So they're all these people would shove the ballots in there, step back, and take a picture. And another thing that was unique about all these people all these mules that they were following is they all went to a nonprofit building. That's where they came from. So they'd come to the nonprofit building, go out, put their ballots, and come back, out and back, out and back, 10, 15 times a day. That's weird. Nobody has that many ballots to drop off. So some kind of report came out or something where there was some fraud with the ballots, and the way that the FBI found them was fingerprints on the envelopes. So then you start noticing the mules are wearing gloves right after that came out. Like the next day, they're wearing gloves, and they get done, they drop the shit, take the picture, take the gloves off, throw them in the trash. They're wearing gloves. Why you need gloves unless you're doing something wrong? But it's showing all of these ballots, and then how they show that their investigation methods were valid and that they were real is they turned in this area that they were pinging the cell phones. They got the cell phone of somebody else who was involved in a murder. They turned that information over to the police and they arrested the murderer. So it shows that what the work that they're doing is legit. And they break it down. I'm not going to lie to you. The first 20 minutes is boring as shit. It's them, it's Dinesh D'Souza and his wife, and the two people that run the firm that they hired to get this information and track these people and everything. They're in a room like talking. It's so fucking boring. But once you get past that and you start seeing the footage of these people and what they're doing, shoving one guy, the ballots are falling out. He's shoving too many in there in states where you're not supposed to turn in other people's ballots. He's not even supposed to be doing that. He's not even supposed to be in possession of that many ballots. And then you take into account that they can just take them out of the envelope. Now it's just a ballot. It's not being counted for a certain area. That shit is crazy. And they lay all the shit out, every single step of their investigation, how they verified all this stuff, how they authenticated all this stuff. It's all there. The powers that be could just take this movie and present it to a judge, case closed, end of discussion, arrest all of these people. Because it just didn't make sense that tonight Trump's kicking ass and taking names, and the next morning he loses. So this confirms what we all know to be true. Here is the evidence laid out. All those times you're talking to these crazy ass lefties, these people, oh, it wasn't, and all this bullshit. And that's one thing that I have against people like Ben Shapiro. Great guy, smart and everything, but he believes that the election was valid. And I don't, especially after seeing this. You can tell me what you want, but my spider sense is telling me this shit is wrong. My common sense is telling me this is wrong. How? Explain it to me. And with all this shit going on, how are you just going to ignore this? How are you going to ignore? And that's in the whole title of the movie, 2,000 Mules. They only focused on 2,000. And then at the end of the movie, they tell you, what if we expanded it to people who went to 5 drop boxes or more instead of 10? Well, then that shit really balloons, and then the numbers become big enough to sway the election. Something that was 50, 100,000 votes now becomes 800,000 votes, almost 1 million. And same verification process, but just expanded to 5 or more, which is still too many drop boxes for one person to be going to in one day. Then the numbers start getting big enough to turn the election. Then they show you what the election results should have been had it been done properly, and Trump kicked the shit out of Biden as perverters. Kicked the shit out of him, just how we thought he would. And it's so good. I saw a video today, 3 young black men, I believe it was in New York, based on their accents, saying that they need Trump back. 2 of them said, to be honest, we forgot that Biden was president. And then he's like, we haven't seen Kamanga or whatever he called. He didn't even call her Kamala or Kamala. He's like, we haven't even seen her. I love to see that shit. And I know what I'm going to do tonight. I love to do this. I haven't done it in probably a year or so. But go back and watch the reaction the next day in 2016 when Trump won. That shit is hilarious. But to see the numbers in that movie, man, it lays it out. No doubt, no question, it was stolen. And now I'm wondering if YouTube will take this down because I say that. Whatever, that just further proves the tyrannical regime we're living under. If you can't say something like that out loud, but you can say that a boy can be a girl if he wants to, and a man can have a fucking baby. But there's no doubt. You look at this shit, there is no doubt it was stolen. And why a copy of this movie is not on the desk of the director of the FBI or the CIA or whoever, the attorney general, is beyond me, because it's right there. Cold, hard facts. And to see that shit and be like, I knew it. I knew it. But to see it all laid out in front of you in that movie is awesome. I definitely recommend 2000 Mules. And like I said, it's boring as shit in the beginning, but it's worth it once you get through that, little boring part. It'll make you mad. It'll make you fucking mad on a lot of different levels. Number one, that our election could be stolen. Like, what? And that nothing was done about it. And that we had somebody in there who put our country first. Never mind his tweets and how brash he was and crass and all these things. I don't like the way he talks. I get all that shit. But we were number one. One of the first things Trump did? He got us out of the World Health Organization, the Paris Accord, the Iran deal, all this New World Order bullshit that we were funding. You think they weren't pocket checking Barack every time he went over there, holding him upside down, shaking our tax money out of his fucking pockets? Trump said, hell no. Trump opened the books and said, we're paying what and getting what in return? You're paying who? And we're doing what for you? We're propping up your military? Nah, hell no. And what's the first thing that senile pudding-eating son of a bitch did when he got in? Put us back in the bullshit. Shut down the pipelines. That's the fucked up part. We had him. We had a good leader in there who gave a shit about us. No matter what, he was there to serve us. Good. Thank you. And I didn't like a lot of the things that he did. A lot of people don't like the way that he pushed the vaccine, the poke. But my thing with that is that was definitely a unique set of circumstances. He was under unique pressure. But what I do like is that he didn't push it. He didn't force it. It's here if you want it. Get it if you want. I do. I recommend it. If not, whatever. That was his attitude. And had the federal government taken that attitude about this whole sweet and sour sniffles bullshit to begin with, it would have been a lot better and a lot easier, and we wouldn't be experiencing inflation the way we are. We wouldn't have these problems with our kids being isolated at home for a year, learning issues, emotional issues, mental issues. The countless small businesses that went under because of that bullshit, because they were forced to be shut down. All the money they printed up and handed out like a drunken sailor. Who is it? I think Reagan said that. Some people say that the government spends money like a drunken sailor. He said at least the sailor's spending his own money. But they're out there making it rain on these hoes, and we don't got the money for that. Now we're experiencing inflation. Eggs, $8, gas over $6 a gallon for the cheap shit in California where we refine gas. How is that? That's like your mom, she sells pies. She makes the pies at home, but charges you more than the people she sells them to outside of the house. And you're there. That's the kind of bullshit we're dealing with. That's the kind of bullshit we weren't dealing with when we had Trump in office. Maybe we'll have him again. Maybe we'll have Trump and DeSantis. I don't know. We might need to smoke a cigarette after that election night. Son of a man, child of God, thank you again. He says, LOL, you loving your kids, Squid. Here's for dessert for those wonderful babies. Enjoy your family. You deserve it, brother. Thank you, man. And I hope you have a family that you can love too. Kids are, you'll never work harder. You'll never be thanked less, and you'll never be faced with more attitude. But man, kids are something. Great. Tammy Moore says, where can we watch 2000 Mules? I found it on Salem.com. I think that's the company that he owns or partners with or whatever who did the movie with him. So Salem.com. And it's $20 to rent it, and it's $30 to own it. But either option, see that movie. I'm telling you. You think you've been mad before? You think you knew the facts before? And you do. But this lays him out crystal clear, no question. Anytime you get in an argument with some lefty turd who's like, dude, 81 million people, man, he's the most popular president ever. Shut your fucking mouth. He can't get through a speech with a teleprompter where the words are up there. You just have to say what's up there. He can't do that. No, 81 million people vote for that son of a bitch. But yeah, definitely Salem.com. Check it out. 2000 Mules. Great movie. It's what we already knew, just laid out in a nice, neat package. Let's see. What's his name? Here, we'll do the other question that I had for you guys. Who is the one, everybody has it. Who is the one family member where if you were to pull up to a family function and you saw their car, you would say, oh, fuck. We all got that family member. You just put one word, aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, sister, whoever. We all got that family member where if you saw them, when you pull up somewhere at a family function, you're like, oh, fuck. You either got to hide your valuables, avoid them because you don't want to talk to them. They're going to ask for something. They're an asshole. They're drunk, whatever. Who is that one relative? Let me know because we all got them. But something I was checking out, and some people are saying, well, yeah, of course he's going to say that because it's popular right now because people are waking up to the bullshit. And other people see it as a good thing. I don't know. But Bill Maher, Pamela White says, yep, USN. I'm telling you, the world's finest Navy. When they need somebody high profile to be killed, who do they call? SEALs. Who do they work for? You know. But Bill Maher, he was saying how it's trendy to be trans or have a trans kid. He's like, how it went from like Biden's generation was like, what, 2% identified as trans. And then the next generation, 4%, and then 8%. And now it's, then it was 10% and 20%. He said at this rate, everybody will be in the LGBT alphabet soup group by like 2054. He's like, this can't be real. And he said, why is it regional? That's a great question. Why is it in these little Democrat psycho pockets? Why is it not across the country? Every state is just flooded with Ku Klux Klans in the alphabet soup group. Do you think that maybe these young people, these millennials who seem to have the highest number of them that identify as this crazy shit, you think it might be bullshit? You think they might be saying that because that's what's cool to say now? That's the end thing. The end thing now to be trans or know somebody who's trans, just like these sick ass parents. I don't think there's any such thing as a fucking trans kid. How? They're not done forming. Their bones haven't hardened. They don't know what they are yet. And it changes. Another thing Maher said, he said, if we believe kids as what they identify when they're 8, he's like, then the whole world would be full of cowboys and fucking princesses. Because kids change. Their likes change. There's no such thing as a trans kid. You did something to that kid. Or the fact that they like to play with, the opposite sex's toys or something, you ran with that. Because you want to be patted on your back in that sick little weird circle that you run in. You have a trans kid. Oh my goodness, he's trans. Oh, trans. I wish my kid was trans. Oh, trans. Like I said, the trans kid is the new African kid. Remember Angelina and Jolie and all them were going to all these third world shitholes adopting these babies? This is the new one. Kids are passe. African kids are passe. Now it's trans. Now let's turn our lives upside down and start acting out your fantasies, little kid, this little phase you're in. And while you're at it, we're going to inject you with hormone blockers. And we don't know what they're going to do to you in long term. Could fuck with your body structure. Could fuck with your fertility. I don't know. I don't care what happens to you. Right now, I'm woke and it feels good because I have a trans kid. What kind of sick shit is that? What doctors are saying, man, I'll do that. I'll put some shit in your kid that I don't know what it's going to do to him. As long as you sign off on it, mom or dad. So how is that kid supposed to have a chance when mom and dad have lost their fucking minds? But, hey, I agree with them. It's true. It's trendy to be trans. Like, who the fuck knows a trans person? They act like every other house in your neighborhood is a trans family. And we're just so draconian that we haven't caught up to the progressiveness, man. Just accept us. It would just be so much easier with acceptance. How do you How do you quantify or track acceptance? And why is whether or not you kill yourself contingent on how perfect strangers in the general public feel about you? Why do you care? Why do you care if I care? I don't care if you care. I just don't care. I got enough shit to care about in my own life. I don't care who you're sleeping with. But what's wrong with you if you're gonna origami your dick into a vagina or throw your titties in the dumpster? I don't care. But don't pull me into your psychosis. Don't drag me down into your mental issues. No, you shouldn't be fucked with or discriminated against because of who you are or who you sleep with. But here's a question. Why are you telling me who you sleep with? Why do I know who you are and who you sleep with? That has no place in the public forum. I don't want to be beat over the head with straight people shit either. That has no place out here. Come into the public, be respectful, play nice, and take your ass home. But it's a trend. How did that happen so quick? And what a decision to make. What a leap to make. Like, what's her name? Patrice Cullors, that wench that helped start BLM. She's a lesbian now. But she has a kid with a dude. So how do you go as an adult? You're a full-grown adult. How do you go from straight to being gay as an adult? Is it easier for women to be with other women because, women's bodies are nice? Is it because of that? But I just don't get it. That's a hell of a leap to make. And it's also a hell of a leap to believe that 20% of millennials identify as LGBT alphabet soup group or Ku Klux Trans. That's bullshit. Somebody's lying. Somebody's trying to be cool. Somebody's trying to fit in. 20%. We can't survive with those numbers. If all the dudes are fucking each other and the girls are running around with glazed donut faces, we're not going to survive. That's stupid. Marlena Lavely, thank you for the twomp. She says, hey, Jericho, from Washington State. Oh, you're on the left coast, too. Again, question. Columbine, Clinton in office, Sandy Hook, Obama in office, Texas school shooting, Biden is in office. And yet the left blames Republicans and say it's their fault. Yeah, that's bullshit. You got the House, the Senate, and the presidency. What are you waiting for, Joseph? Obama had it when he first got in office. What were you guys waiting for? Biden, you've been in office since color TV. What the fuck you been doing? Back when your brain worked. You look at Biden from 10, 15 years ago, I might listen to what he has to say. I might even vote for him for president. That Biden had his shit together. I'm just talking about the way he speaks. Obviously, he's shitty at his job because he ain't done shit in 50 years. But that Biden was coherent. So when you were coherent, Biden, not grandpa, hey, this isn't the mall. We are the world. We are the children. Before you were that guy, why didn't you get this shit done? Before you were that guy, you were paired with the first black president of the United States. I know we're about to get some shit done now. And they did get shit done. They got a lot of shit done if you were in the right group. If you were in the alphabet soup group, stand back and watch me light this White House up like a pack of Skittles, because it's all for you. If you believe that police were inherently violent and racist, come on down. Obama was your president. But why didn't they do something? And again, it's not the Republicans' fault. Because they shouldn't vote for H.R. 8. There doesn't need to be more background checks. If people want to sell or trade their guns, let them. They're grown adults. We can't stop people from doing shit like, well, we can stop people. We can try to stop people. We can put guards there and deter them. Deterrence. Why do you think 90% of the houses in your neighborhood got a fucking ADT sign out in front? It's a deterrent. It shows the thief, hey, I got an alarm. Something's going to wake me up and I can potentially come out here and blast your punk ass. It's a deterrent. A roaming patrol with a flak jacket and an AR-15 is a deterrent. Especially to some cuckoo little 18-year-old fucker who just shot his grandma. I'm sure a combat veteran would have put 3 or 4 center mass real quick. So it's not the Republicans' fault. You guys have control, jackass. But you don't. It's so easy. They don't have to do anything. You don't need common sense gun laws. What the fuck? We have those. What do you think we have laws where, yeah, you can go into a hospital and shoot in the roof? We have gun laws on the books. Criminals don't care about laws. More laws only help law-abiding citizens, the people who care about laws. That's why they're called law-abiding. It's not their fault. What are you doing? You got the whole damn kit and caboodle. No more gun laws need to be made. Shut down that part of the government. Shut down all conversation for gun laws. We're done. Relax them. Repeal them. Roll them back. Whatever other R words we can think of. More guns, not less guns. More. More guns in the hands of good people means less bad people doing shit. Because the good people have guns. Come on now. You tell this to a 6-year-old, they'll be like, yeah, we need more guns, right? Yeah, I know 6-year-old. I know fictional 6-year-old. These people are dumb. Pamela White, $2. Thank you. Great work. Watching you grow is refreshing. Thank you very much. Let's make me grow some more, shall we? Not this way, but, numbers. You know what I mean. Don't be mean. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Guys, stop. NP, $10. Thank you. You rock, Jericho. No, you rock. Thank you for speaking truth and making us laugh. I also love your intensity and all the profanity. I've had people tell me, you shouldn't cuss so much, and cussing is a show of lack of intelligence. Well, fuck you. This is how I talk. This is how I make my point. Cussing is an art form. Okay, and I think I'm pretty good at it. This is how I speak. If you don't like the language, bye. You know how many YouTube channels there are out there? A lot. Go check them out. Because this is what I do. It's what I do. Here we go. Alien testosterone. Damn. Alien testosterone. That sounds like a lot. It says I sent your testosterone. Thank you for the $5. I really appreciate that. Preach. Dion 2020, $2. Thank you. Dems are more worried about trans and voter rights. Yeah, 2 things that don't mean a fucking thing. Voter rights? Who doesn't have the right to vote in this country other than felons or people who are underage? If you're in between those 2 groups, get your ass out there and vote. Oh, you got to show an ID? You got to show an ID for every damn thing. So you don't have to show ID to shape our country? That's stupid. That's where you need to put more laws. That should be the toughest thing to do is vote. I don't care if you want to drop in my blood. That's where we need more rules in place is voting, not guns. And it's funny how all of a sudden he shouldn't have been able to buy that. But if you're 18, you can go fight. You can join the army and hold their gun, but you can't hold your own gun. That don't make no damn sense. Something's wrong with these people. They're stupid. And don't forget, promo code FATHER, all caps, green gear, 20% off. Link in the description box. Check it out. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. We'll do a couple more or a few more comments in the comment section. I think we're going to wrap it. We're going to treat this like a penis on prom night. We'll wrap it up. Congrats, George Floyd, for the continued sobriety. Oh boy. E40 FVN 420. That's funny. Is that E40 the rapper? What's that E40 for? Jason Boyd. Hold on, I think I lost you. So what's up from Bama? What's up, Jason? Let me ask you this. Are you War Eagle or Roll Tide? People take that shit serious down there. Serious. Chris, 65, 64, 5. Jericho, go. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, Jason says, roll tide. All right, man. Okay. I get it. No war eagle in that house. I met a couple who she was roll tide and he was a war eagle. So, you know, that shit got contentious during the football season. Amy Albrighton, thank you very much. Thank you for the common sense watching from Kentucky, one of the last free states, the bluegrass state. Don Wayne says, long live the Bengals. I know you don't mean the damn Cincinnati Bengals. Ugh. J2 the Mac says more people. Hold on. Comments jumped again. Hold on, J2. J2 the Mac. People are probably killed by drunk or drugged or texting drivers than by guns each year. Are they going to ban cars? Of course not. Because they're not in the business of stopping the shit from happening. They're in the business from squeezing all the power they can from the fruit known as our vote. That's what they want. They just want to stay in power. They don't care how many of us die, how many of us lose our jobs. It's all about their power. Them, the ivory tower. They must stay in it, laugh, clank their champagne flukes together, and toss down the empty lobster shells for us to fight over. That's what they want. I'm telling you. November. Somebody said best Ray Liotta movie. I mean, yeah, you got to throw Goodfellas in there. What's up, Haley Green? You got to throw Goodfellas in there, but I would throw in a pretty recent one with Brad Pitt. It's called Killing Him Softly. Yeah, check that shit out. Ray Liotta plays the shit out of that part. Everybody's good in that movie, but that's another good Ray Liotta movie. But yeah, Goodfellas. You know, Bob K MIT. What's up, man? He says, jumped again. Jericho Green, great show, Sailor. Thank you very much. That's what sailors do. Great things. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta died? Get the fuck out of here. Let me see. No. No way. Hold on. Ray Liotta. What? Ray Liotta dies. Goodfellas star and Field of Dream actor was 67. Damn. I didn't know that. Ray Liotta? Damn. That sucks. Shit. Oh, I didn't know that. Son of a bitch. All right, Renee Sanchez, way to drop that bomb on me, girl. Damn, Ray Liotta. I might have to go watch Goodfellas now. Karen. I'm still going out, Karen. Damn it. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll have to end it on that note, huh? Jeez. Well, the celebrity death. My goodness. Thanks a lot, Miss Sanchez, for telling me that one. I'm just kidding. Wow. All right. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Damn. Hey, we did it again, guys. Another Friday, 6:30. We did it. We powered through it. Thank you for everyone being here. Comment section, not in the comment section. As long as your ocular stems were focused on me for the last 2 hours, I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats. People, you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left. Oh, hold on. A couple more super chats. I can't let them go. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Big Tom, $3. Thank you. Charles Turner Jr., what's up, man? $10. Jericho, you were right. Forget that alphabet soup group BS. Also, did you hear about Comrade Barry Sotoro? You know who that is. AKA Messiah 44's ignorant treat. Yeah. I talked about that, man. That shit was beyond poor taste. That was stupid. That was mean. That was thoughtless. That was disgusting. Because it's a power grab. He's trying to get a part of that limelight because it's desperation time. I'm telling you, all hands on deck. In the Navy, we call that general quarters. Everybody get your ass up here and do your job. Shit's about to go down. Because people are getting tired of their stupid ass shit. In November, they will pay. We have to make them pay. If we don't, then it's our fault. Bryant Lawson again. Losing voting rights according to Mr. Harvey. Yeah, motherfuckers. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Thank you. Man, I'm out.